I got my entire top surgery covered. This is a testament to never giving up on yourself, no matter what is going on. Whatever you want, you can make it happen so long as you hang in there. It took me over 14 years to get my top surgery, and then when I did, the story of it is wild. Why would it take me over 14 years to get low income, pre-transition, earning power, obviously as perceived as female, was always less. I was always paid really shitty, and I would take whatever I could. During that time, it would also help out my partners that I was with. I would never put myself first, socially or financially. I was always wanting to do what I could for other people. 14 years of binding, if you can imagine what that does to someone's body. Over time, my shoulders got pushed forward. My posture is not the greatest. It was very painful emotionally, but also very painful physically. I would get jobs and I would have them for a while, and then I would want to transition, and I'd be like, I can't be here. So I went to go work for myself, and I would get clients, and I started taking testosterone. And what would happen is when people would find out, I would lose clients, and it was like my money was never quite consistent. And I was just like, all right, this has to happen. I might be broke as hell, but I'm going to find a way. And this is why I tell people, where there's a will, there's a way. And so I live in the state of California. During that time, I was like super broke. And I was like, okay, I'm living off of food stamps. I'm trying to make it through the pandemic. I'm literally just like treading water, just keep swimming. And so what I did was I applied for Medi-Cal through the state of California, through Department of Social Services. They had me in the system before, and trying to go through that system and get a name and a gender change, even when it's legal, I had people laugh at me on the phone. I had a social worker laugh at me on the phone. I went and took that to the head of health services for the state of California, called up Sacramento. I gave it to him real hardcore. They got my situation straightened out. I went to my doctor. They had to refer me to a surgeon. And I was like, I want to go to the best surgeon, and he's in San Francisco. And they were like, why don't you just pick someone in LA? It's going to be easier for you. You don't have anyone. I was like, no, I want to go there. They sent a referral for someone who had like 2 years of experience outside of medical school in LA, and I was like, what is this? So I fought with the doctor, and I was like, no, get a referral for the surgeon in San Francisco. This is who I want. Then they got the referral, went through Medi-Cal. I was like, okay, great. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen, right? Because I have to have no money. I live in LA. It's like, I don't know anybody in San Francisco. And I was like, all right, let's try and figure this out. So I was watching TikTok, and there was a video, and I learned about a nonprofit called Queer Care. And so through there, I was able to find a place to stay during my surgery. I had very lovely volunteers that would come and check on me, help me take my medicine, like all this stuff. It was a huge blessing that I never thought would happen in my life. And so, but you think about like, all right, how did I get there? Like, how did I get around? And I was like, okay, how am I going to get there? Because I don't have a car. I don't know anybody. Like, what am I going to do? So I looked around, and there's this other nonprofit called Angel Flight West, and they do medical transportation. So if you're having a procedure and you're low income, you can apply through them to see if that they will volunteer to take you to and from your appointment if you need to fly. And I needed to fly, so I got to fly on a jet out there, and I had to fly on a jet back. It was actually one of the biggest accomplishments of my entire life. I've surprised myself. Not only on top of that, but through Queer Care, I was able to be reimbursed for my Lyft rides back and forth to the surgeon while I was in San Francisco, and also some of my food deliveries as well. So I came out of this with the surgery that I wanted, with the surgeon that I wanted, and a really huge adventure. But it's because I kept looking. Like, there's this quote from Mr. Rogers. It's like, look for the helpers. Like, in that 14 years, I felt like nobody had my back. And then when I was like, you know what, people might have my back, and I started looking, and it's out there. And during that time, I had a lot of things go on. I had a lot of people give up on me, but I never gave up on myself. And so I hope that that part of my story may help someone. Also, a huge part of the story that I left out as well is that when you get a surgery, or at least when I did in the state of California, because that's where I live, it's different for everyone else. I needed a letter from like a therapist to say, hey, you're good to get your surgery. And I wasn't seeing a therapist, but there's a program called the Gender Affirming Letter Project. And there was a lovely therapist that got on Zoom with me. We did a session. She wrote me a letter, and it helps get that process started. There have been so many people along my journey throughout this that don't know me at all that helped me. It's something I'll never forget. So when a trans person reaches out to me, or when someone says they have a trans family member, I will always take that moment to have that conversation, to listen, to offer advice if people want it, to help. Because in the moments I need it, people were there for me, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I'm so happy and grateful that like I was able to do this and to have this story. And it's just one of those things that like if you're going through it, just know that you'll get through it. Just keep going. And so I hope you're doing good, and I'll see you later.